Hello, all. Welcome back to Melon and Madam. On your way in, make sure that you subscribe, like, click the bell, and enjoy yourselves. Make sure you relax. It's prom season and graduation season. Parents, I know y'all tired because hell, I know I am. So take off your wig, cut a little bit of that track out, the net part, it be hurting. Let's see. Unloosen that bun, take off those thongs, relax, put your feet up. Start watching from in the bubble bath with a little drink. Take a shot first. That's it for me. We will have our co-host introduce herself, and then we will get started.
Hi, everybody, and happy Taco Tuesday. How's everybody doing tonight?
I am doing well. Thank you for asking. And guess what I have?
A salad?
No, it's tacos.
Girl, it looked like a salad from here.
I know, 'cause I got the extra stuff to be more
Oh,
healthy.
maybe I need to put my glasses back on because I'm like, what a salad.
No, I got the extra stuff so I could be more healthy with the little bit we could eat or whatever. So let's get started. So tonight, the topic is going to be about hair, and then the main topic is going to be about Cassie. So let me tell you, wigs are not my ministry. About 5 minutes ago, I looked like Jessica Rabbit. Let me tell you why this don't work. Let me tell you why. I brought it so I could show the evidence. Okay, so this wig is super pretty, human hair, full, all of that, right? I cut the lace because I don't see why y'all keep all that goddamn lace on the top and all of that. No, cut it to your regular line. Here was my problem. Like, let me show you. So when you're putting it on, what I can't understand is how the hell half of it be flat and the other half of it look like a big bump. That's ugly to me. And y'all that don't
Because
fix that,
you gotta press it.
I know, but look, when you just have it like this, it's fine. But when you put it on your head, it gets to flapping all over the damn place.
Yeah, that's
And
when
then
you
you got,
gotta press it and put that little stick, that like little stick stuff, and then press it down.
I, I put the stick stuff, so
And
I
then
gotta press this.
you get you gotta get the hot comb and put it down so it'll make it go flat.
Oh,
I didn't know how to do them at first either until this little raggedy alopecias, and
oh,
I do a lot
okay.
of the glueless ones, but I know what you're talking about because one side be flat and the other side got like a little bump. But that's what you got to do. You have to put the
Okay.
stick in and get the hot comb and press it down.
Okay. Then that's what I would do. Maybe I will buy a mannequin head so that I could start pre-prepping them before I
Yeah,
put it on my head. Maybe I'll do that. That way it has time to get out of the packaging and like relax, kind of like your clothes when you take them out of the
yeah,
dryer.
because some of them they be looking. Yeah, that's exactly what you got to do. A lot of them I
Okay.
thought too. You could just take them off and put them on. Some of them you can, but some of them you can't. Like how they be like,
That's
oh,
the way they show them on the
exactly. That's
TikTok, like they
exactly what
just
they
took it
say.
out the box.
I just take it out and put it on. That's how they be
Right.
telling me. That's how I thought too. And for a long time, wouldn't wear wigs because I'm like, I look like I'm undercover on the Tyler Perry movie. Like, no.
Like the Tyler Perry movie, but it's really pretty. I love this color. It's really full. But they don't pay me. So you have no, I don't know where it came from. Shit. I really don't. But that was my ministry wig, child. I was Jessica Rabbit. I had to go pull out my ones and start tipping myself. But that's neither here nor there. Celebrate your damn self, shit. I don't know. But back to my original self, my bun. I'm comfortable with her. She is comfortable with me. Well, it's good to be comfortable looking like your regular self. Shit.
No,
Um,
can't
yeah.
do it. I will not wear my regular hair
Well, bro, you have a
now.
medical condition, honey. That's a little bit different. Your entire life, you have been comfortable being yourself, and you are
Yes.
still being yourself. Which is you. I can't with you. Like Aquarius is gonna clear up the record for sure. That's
Right.
one thing we are gonna do. Like you ain't never gonna be able to run it back and say I did shit or faked shit. Um, so I just saw earlier on TGIF that there was a beautician in Indianapolis, I think, that did a little girl's hair and she got paid, but because she didn't get a tip, her
Yeah.
and her
Yeah.
best friend followed the woman and her daughter to her car, broke her door handle off her car, was harassing her, and cut the little girl's braids out of her head. The woman said she didn't give a tip because what should have took 3 or 4 hours took 10 hours, I probably, because your friend was there, you was talking, but even if it took the exact amount of time that it took, I need people to start charging what they need to charge so that they don't expect a tip. We're about to be in a recession. Actually, we already in one, and they just haven't
Yeah,
called
just
it that.
add the tip in there. Add the tip in there.
It's just that charge what you need to charge.
Yeah.
Everybody can't afford to give a tip. Just because you can't afford to give a tip, don't. So you mean to tell me you rather give the money, like not have the service because people can't afford a tip versus y'all already overcharging for shit anyways? Let's just keep it a buck. But you cut you cut the braids out of her head. What would you do, Ro?
First of all, I probably would have called the police
Right.
because they're doing that. But after that, I don't know. I'll just make it to where she won't get no more customers. I'll be blasting that everywhere because you literally got paid, ma'am, but you're mad because you didn't get no tip. I could see if she didn't pay and you took the braids out. That's what I thought I was going to read, that she didn't pay at all. But the fact
Right.
that you chopped the braids off because you didn't get a tip.
And you and your friend followed this woman and the daughter to the car? Wow.
Hold on.
Well,
Amir acting up. Hold on.
okay. Well, guys, I made it to TGIF, and the lady posted the video. The one who was being harassed posted the video of them being outside of her car, acting a fool. I didn't see that she posted that the woman cut the braids out. I'm pretty sure because it was her daughter, and everybody don't exploit their kids. Maybe she didn't post that part because you only needed to, as their evidence to file a report. I wouldn't post that happening to my child. She didn't post herself either, but she posted that lady. And how much of a punk are you, anyways, that you have to do that to a woman with her child, number one, but then you and your friend have to do it? Why don't you just mark? I mean, I wouldn't do it, but if that's what your if that's what your reverse ministry is to behave that way, and you don't like people that don't tip, you could have easily marked that person as somebody that you would never do business with again, if that's what you choose to do. But at this rate, I'm going to tell you, there are a lot of people that can barely afford to pay their bills. So right now, it's not the time to be rejecting clients. It is not COVID free fraud money.
I'm pretty sure she's going to lose a lot of clientele because of that. Because
it made it to TGIF. They posted the video.
Yeah, I had seen it a couple of days ago too, and I hope she loses a lot. Not wishing a downfall on somebody, but you. Mm-hmm. That's why I hate. Yeah, like even if some people, like you said, sometimes you cannot afford to give a tip. I'm paying for my services, but sometimes you can't give a tip all the time. Mm-hmm. So because I couldn't give a tip, you cut my daughter's braids out.
But it's like, everything tip burden. I don't tip when I get my hair done. I pay my sister what I pay my sister. At Christmas time, I give a little extra.
See, I always tip. I don't know if it's because I was a waitress before. Mm-hmm. I always tip, even if it's
I tip at a restaurant.
But even if I get, like, when I get my hair done, even though that's my cousin, I give her a tip. When I get my eyebrows done, and just think our eyebrows cost like $500, I still give a tip. Like, I still just give a tip.
That's very nice.
Yeah, and a lot of times they be looking shocked.
Because it's not a tipping. Those are not tipping things, but it's nice to do it. And I appreciate when I get that type of response. It makes me want to tip more. Like, I tip when I get my nails done and stuff like that.
Yeah, my nails.
Yeah, I tip when it's not exorbitant prices. I do. If you already built your salary into this 30 minutes you spent on me, I'm not tipping you because it's crazy.
If that's the case, we don't need to be tipping the nail shops no more because believe me.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, you don't tip for your nails and feet?
Well, my nails, because my cousin does my nails and she does them for a feasible price. So, like, and she charged me a flat rate. So if she do something that I know I would have paid so much money for, and plus now she's having a baby, I tip her more like that because, it depends what I get.
So pedicure is done.
It depends. If you charging me $50 for a pedicure, I don't make $50 in 30 minutes. You barely doing a damn pedicure. I gotta fuss at you every time I get it done. If I can't relax and get my shit done, no, I'm tired of it.
just think. That's what I'm like. When I go and just think, I have my real nails
Mm-hmm.
every 2 to 3 weeks, and I pay like 120 for real nails and a pedicure, but I still give them a tip. But now that you say that, that is true.
You need to
That
go
is
to my cousin, and she's in Pomona. She could do freehand. She could do regular nails. She could do everything right in Pomona, and it's a flat rate for whatever you want if you're family, and
Yeah,
she
and
would
that's what
consider you
they
family.
expect you to give them tips and everything too. But it just depends. And now for service, if I'm going out to eat at a restaurant, what I do hate that they do now, that is almost basically a trick. They add in
Yeah,
they
gratuity.
add in a gratuity, and then they still leave a space down there for you
I've
to do it.
accidentally done that so many times.
I have did that too. And I remember one time, the first time I seen it is when we was in Houston last year. And
Mm-hmm.
we have been doing that all day. At the last place we went to, that's when we caught it. I said, do y'all know that they already been adding a gratuity in, and we've been giving it on top of that? And then after
Mm-hmm.
that, I was like, okay, let me stop drinking so much and focus, because y'all getting extra. They get an extra, and they do that on purpose.
Mm-hmm. And some places, it was just another thing on TikTok that places that have like live band or they're playing music and you see a DJ back out there, they
Oh,
said to
they
start looking at our receipts because it's entertainment on our receipts, and they never told us, but they do have to take gratuity off if you ask, unless it's like a big party. Like that's already, we know that.
Yeah, if it's
Um,
over six, they add a gratuity. And they
the-
do now too, when you go places like for my birthday, we was in Las Vegas. They do a gratuity and they do a service fee. A
mhm.
gratuity plus a service fee. And I remember I asked them, I was like, what is the service fee? Isn't that gratuity? And they was like, no. And I was like, well, can somebody explain to me what it is? Nobody could explain to me what the service fee was. That's
It's
just
the
extra
restaurants
money.
passing us all their fees. We're paying for our food. We're paying for the employees. We're paying for everything.
And
So
y'all
I don't
already
understand.
experts that, yeah, you already charge it 500% over what the bottle is. That's why I said nowadays I don't even care about not going out. I'll be like, because first of all, now you got to pay to sit down, and when you pay to sit down, you got to buy a bottle. Them bottles,
Mhm.
not even the big Costco size bottles, they're the regular
Mhm.
size bottles, and y'all charging a $60 bottle $600.
And just think it's not really $60 because if we paying $60 in the stores, y'all didn't pay $60 for it. You paid less because you bought in bulk. So you all the 60 was already a markup. You know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy to me.
That's why I be
It,
like, I don't
it's
care
crazy.
about going out. I be like, because it's not how it used to be when we could just go
Mhm.
out and have fun and buy drinks at the bar, and we didn't have to pay to sit down to go nowhere and do all that. Like, it's too much.
You can't even relax no more because the whole time you thinking this shit better be worth it. If it's not, like you critiquing every single thing, you want to be treated really nicely because you paid, like you said, up front. That's before you even a tip is at the end. You didn't even give a tip yet, and you
And your
already
tip is
came out the
included.
pocket.
Yeah, your tip is included. So it don't matter what kind of service you get, because they're putting their gratuity in it regardless.
Hmm. That's why they don't care about the tip because if you pay attention to people, when they don't give a shit, it's because it's already added in. We got to start looking at our bills. But there's a bunch of places I won't be going no more because I got 10 wings from Wingstop last week, and that's my normal order. It was $25, and I was like, what? I was like, when did it go up again? I was like, I'm good. Yeah, so it's a bunch of stuff I don't even want no more. I'm just good.
Girl, it'd be ridiculous. It really be ridiculous. It costs to me the same to eat out and to buy your food, because buying food is ridiculous now.
It is. I got a breakfast burrito 2 weeks ago from Farmer Boys. It was $20. The regular breakfast burrito, nothing added.
Farmer
In fact,
Boys
I
is
don't get. I tell them to take the hash brown out. It was not. It was just the burrito, and it was $20. So yeah, I'd rather starve at this point. I'm good. So in other news, I'm going to show you guys a picture, and there's a question at the top of the picture. And then feel free to give your responses in the comments as well as in the chat if you are live with us. And then I'll show you what my response was. and we can talk about it. But here is the picture. So the question is, what is the difference? There's a principal on one side who's getting his bald head bedazzled. And then on the other side is the teacher who has a TikTok and was going live, receiving help from his students, taking out his hair. So the question is just, what is the difference? I'll let Ro go first because I already wrote my answer. And then we can have dialogue after she gives her answer.
I had seen this earlier too. What was the difference? And I actually feel like it's not no difference. Like it's still a male teacher that had female students doing his head. There's no difference. The only difference is one is black and one is white.
That's you done. Okay. Mm-hmm. So my response was, we need to do better, because we do. There's zero context with this picture. So we don't know. They made us say that was the difference. You get what I'm saying? They made us say that because you didn't offer any context with this. The difference is, if somebody is getting their head bedazzled, that's probably a project. If you're doing it with your students and it's a whole principal, you're probably doing that as a project, where the other one is doing TikToks, making money off of TikToks. We have to look at things for what it is: employment, not feelings, right? You're doing a job while you're at a job. That's strike number one, which is why we can't go live. We shouldn't be posting pictures during work hours, all of those things. You schedule that stuff to go out, but that man was live. You didn't get clearance from the schools, because if you got clearance from the schools, then you wouldn't have gotten fired.
He did. He did.
Huh? The school gave him.
Yes.
Okay, let's take this down so I can see. I feel weird.
Yeah, he has. He said that the school actually loved his videos because it brought like people
attention to the school.
Yes, he did. He did those videos all the time.
I know he did them all the time, but everything I read, I didn't. That's what I was looking for. Did he get permission? I know he got permission from the parents. But I didn't know
from the parents, and the school said that they loved that he put them up to because it brought.
Did he have that in writing?
Now that I don't know, but he had been said that if you look through his whole TikTok is him at school. It's just
that don't make it right though. That just means he got caught late.
I'm not saying that makes it right, but
I mean, I still don't think it's wrong. We're talking about, just to be clear, in case anybody comes in right now, I don't have a problem with it either way. It's nothing wrong with what that man did. Like it's wild to me. But in place, my HR hat is like, you got to get it approved on a school district level. And then get it in writing.
Approved on the school district, but I do know for a fact he said that the school was aware of his videos. And then he started putting up pictures of things of other teachers that did the same thing as him during school hours. I mean, they wasn't.
Well, I hope he filed a lawsuit with that school. But my point in putting this up is that this is more of media pitting us against each other. It's nothing wrong with either one. If they're both clear, even if one wasn't cleared, I get the legal side, but as far as saying, well, he was a man, he shouldn't have did this, and it was nothing wrong with it.
Black people, and I don't care if nobody get attitude about what I said, black people always want to be fake mad about something. They always want to be mad about something, and then y'all getting people fired when we need actual black teachers that care about their students out there nowadays, like him. But then y'all, when he get fired, well, no, y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all do not. That's why I be saying people on the internet, it's like it's good, but it's also bad because y'all didn't mess up this whole man's life just because y'all want to be fake mad about something. Y'all could care less about that shit next week.
The thing that's sad to me is that I know that, like, I saw some parents and people saying, like, when you have a really good connection with your teacher, it makes you want to do better. It makes you want to make that teacher proud. So is we took something away from those kids, because on the reverse, all we see all the time is like, remember that one teacher that had posted, he was in his 4th grade class and he had the camera on himself, not on the students, and he was asking them their shapes and they didn't even know their shapes. That's what we should have been outraged about. We should have been at the school district.
But y'all mad about this. A teacher that actually cares about his kids and them kids love him. Like, so y'all got this man fired over some bullshit.
Well, you shouldn't be doing this on your last 10 minutes. Y'all know when we was in school, even back in our day, if you finished, then you got to do whatever you wanted to do with your last time or whatever. So I don't understand.
Really, when the bell rang and he was telling them class is over, they still didn't want to leave.
Because we like to help our teachers. We did things for our teachers.
I said that I hope it's a blessing out of this, because it's going to go over. And like I said, they probably over it now. That he get another job where he's blessed to be around people that really, because
those students are the ones who lost out. While everybody else is,
yeah, y'all be fake mad over something. Y'all be mad over something every fucking week. It's something
else. I agree, Ro. And here's the thing. That was my whole purpose in bringing attention to this picture as well, is that the reason why I said we have to do better is because we do. That picture was put out there to make us put color against color, and that's not the real issue. The real issue is this shouldn't have happened to that teacher, right? So even if it was something like you didn't get clearance, we have a strict, if they must not have a strict policy if he did this, but in policies, I know that even today, so much is being written into social media having to be added. So if you see that he went through the steps of having the parents' clearance and all of that, and like you said, it's been talked, y'all know they do it, then go back and revisit your policies and procedures. Make sure you write that in. Make sure you tag the school. Make it more formal to where it is benefiting you and them. Just get it in writing. I don't think that he should have been even suspended. I think that was an opportunity to review your stuff.
And told him, okay, whoopty whoop whoop, you can't do this or that.
Or set it up how you need to do it, right?
Yeah, but if they like to get fired over that, and I'm pretty sure he only got fired because of social media and how people was going in the school didn't have a choice.
Oh, for sure. Because if it's a public school, you have donors, you have things like that I'm taking my money back, I'm doing this, and it's just not right. And you guys, as Black people, we put so many loaded guns in other people's hands. This is, I say it so much from coming from HR. We can't do what everybody else could do. So even if you want to do something like that, then present it to the board as a program that you want to do, something to engage, something to build, and then just go about it that way and proposition it as you building out attention for the school and all of those things. It's real. Just make sure we have our paper trail, our T's crossed and our I's dotted, because it's all that saying what they did. It doesn't matter, because
it don't matter. But it made me mad. Like, Black people, we be against our own soul. It's like, oh, I hate that. I hate it.
So was it more Black people? So I just recently found out that it wasn't a big deal when it kind of went viral, and then it takes that one person to say that trigger statement or whatever about how it's all wrong, and then everybody started saying, oh, it's wrong, this and that. But what happened? Was it really parents that did that?
It was none of the parents that did that. That was just people that seen it on the internet that did that.
So they was jealous that he went viral.
Yeah, none of the parents did it. It was other people outside looking in. They the ones who got that man fired.
Jealousy. Y'all, it's a reason why.
That's just pedophile. Like,
no, it's not. That's nasty.
Like, y'all need to go to
How do you even think like that?
It's so many people that need to go to counseling on social media. A son can't even kiss his mama, or a daddy can't even kiss his lips because they.
If I want to, I will kiss my mom on the mouth, and when I almost lost, peck her or whatever. But that's my mother, and when she almost passed, yes, I did.
They have a problem with that. I see it all the time, but I'll say a big person that did it was Keke Palmer. She put out a video a couple of months ago, and she
heard about that
had on the lips, and they had a problem with that. That's why I'm like, a lot of people have
That's her father.
Exactly. That's her daddy. A lot of people have childhood trauma that they need to go seek counseling for, because everything is not a pedophile. They're not pedophiles.
Everything is not sexual. I kiss my friends on the cheek. I kiss them on the cheek. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Them saying that what his behavior was inappropriate. Like, first of all, he went live doing it.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, and that's why I said I could see if it was just one child, one girl in there doing that,
right?
Then it would be different. But the fact that he had about 5 girls on his hair and they did it in less than 10
minutes. The whole class.
Yeah, like the whole class is in there. Like, where do y'all see something wrong with that at? That's why I be saying they be fake mad about something every single week.
You know what I was thinking, and then we'll move over to the next one, that when people post things, something that us content creators need to think about, because you and I talk all the time, and we've partnered for a reason, to be each other's support system, to be each other's watch person. Because God forbid we say the wrong thing, and that's not, we know what we were saying, it's in the perfect context, but we left a will not or do not out or something, and then somebody try to use it against us. But one of the other things I was thinking about, like we was talking about the lady who dropped her kids off, I was thinking that, like, that made me really emotional. So maybe we have to also start thinking about, a lot of those comments are not to us. Like you said, trigger warning. Maybe they're saying it to the person that did something like that to them, and then it went bad and they can't cuss that person out, so they going off on this person. But it's not really us. You get what I mean? Like, they're responding based on their own selves.
They won't even watch the whole content.
No.
People put up clips of stuff and they know the reaction they're going to get from social media, and they do that on purpose. And people won't even stop to be like, let me go watch the whole thing and see what happened. I'll always do that. I'll always be like, dope, I need to see the whole thing. I'll always be like, I need to see the whole thing first. Because if once you watch the whole thing, you could be like, oh, I see why they
right.
But you watching that 10-minute clip, and it could be a whole other scenario where you going in on somebody when all you have to do is watch the whole thing.
Right. That's why when we share, guys, we pick up from where they started, and even if it's a long conversation, we pick out the whole part of when they talking about that particular thing, so that it's all included and we can talk about it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have a responsibility on our side as well. Otherwise, you can't get mad. Like the one that we did, and it was our all men buy, and it had question marks behind it, but it was comments. I had to delete some of them. People was like really going in like, that's your daddy, this and that. And I'm like, I didn't even agree with it. It was that was the topic, but you must have not watched this, because I started with, before y'all even go in, I don't agree with that. That's what this podcast, I did it like that. But the comments, like you said, they literally just could have only seen the thumbnail, because I didn't even write it out that way. In the summary, I even put, we got to stop doing this, like stuff like that. And the people, like a couple, was still going off. And I'm like, thank you for coming. Maybe next time you can watch the video, because it's not what I said. Like, but you have to have some tough skin to be on this side, and you have to learn to process things the way that they are, not the way that you want them to be. Otherwise, a lot of things can be very hurtful, especially when you're a person that's trying to be fair, trying to do it the right way. Because again, so many people can go viral off of doing, like what Rose said. But for those of us that don't, if it doesn't feel good to get shot in the foot, you be like, how else could I have done that? Like, I don't understand. But so on to the main topic. So there is a blogger who was close with Kim Porter, Diddy's mother of his children. And she had a response for Cassie. So the question is, before this is what you're listening to, is this what Cassie went through, her karma? Now let's listen to what was said. It was from Funky Dineva. he wrote it or read it out loud. So we're watching that, but I want to give credit to his show. So here we go. Let's listen and see if this can be considered karma.
Now, because Cola Booth, y'all know Cola Booth could be a little messy, but writer Cola Booth, she said, you know, looking at this Cassie video, that she is basically happy that people are seeing Diddy for what she is, but she want to talk about her friend Kim. And Cola Booth said, the Diddy thing is not a surprise, but it makes me remember how horrible he treated my friend Kim Porter and how I always silently held him responsible for her young death. Diddy was a motherfucker. Y'all would never begin to believe the way he treated Kim Porter. And ironically, Cassie back then allowed herself to be used to disrespect Kim in her own home. Cassie let herself be flaunted in Kim's face, laughing at Diddy beating Kim. Was awful. I feel bad for Cassie getting beat up like that, but I still remember when Cassie allowed herself to be used racially against Kim Porter as Diddy humiliated, beat, and raped Kim for years. Y'all have always hated me for talking real about these men, but they deserve it. Oh, excuse me. What y'all saw in that video of Diddy beating Cassie was nothing. I will never forget the time he tried to make Kim Porter lick Cassie's tampon, always using Kim's race as a put down. You guys don't know half of what women go through with famous and powerful men. They get rappers, they be Bin Laden, they be actors. Y'all have no idea, and you always demonize women, always. Now, what Cola Booth is saying, you know, it's all horrible. And there definitely is a world out there where a lot of people are going to be like, aha, well, Cassie got her karma. You know, I don't know that I'm that cruel and that callous. I know that young people do stupid shit.
I've seen that.
First, I don't agree with the young people doing stupid shit associated with that. But other than that, how do you think people should be saying aha or it's her karma?
I don't think that they should be saying ha ha, but I can see both sides. I'm always a person that can see both sides.
Right.
So I can see the friend saying that's her karma because what her friend Kim Porter had to go through, but still feeling sorry for her because we all know that Diddy basically manipulated Cassie too. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's not a win-win situation in the whole thing. So I still feel sorry for Cassie, but if in fact she was going along with Diddy and doing that in Kim Porter's face on purpose, then not saying I don't feel sorry for her, but that is karma. But I don't feel like no woman should be put through anything like that. At the end of the day, I feel more sorry for Kim Porter, even though she's resting in peace, because she's not even here to tell her side of the story. We'll never really know what happened unless somebody find that book that she was putting out. We'll never really know because she's not here to defend herself. She never said anything. As far as we know, her and P. Diddy was still close friends. Just think months before that, she was all at the parties with him. Every party that P. Diddy had, Kim Porter was there, dancing and having fun and everything. I don't think that he made her come to them parties. Because he was already with Cassie. He had been, at that time, he had been done with Cassie. Why, if somebody, that's why I be saying it's like, I don't know what to believe. I do feel like he probably did allegedly abuse her. But it's like, dang, why would you still want to be around this man? But then I don't understand because some people be saying that I wouldn't understand because I've never been abused. Like, so I just don't understand that. Like, why would she even still want to be around him when now literally you're free? Not really free because you probably still couldn't mess with nobody else.
So, that was a lot of questions. So I'll answer the last question. Why were you still around him? I would say that if I was her it probably is because you don't have an option not to be around them. You have kids with them.
Well, you don't have
So
to
you
be at
probably,
his though. You don't got to be at the party.
I'm aware, but we're not talking about what we would do. We're talking about, you know, maybe as a part of her healing, he treated her much better the whole rest of the time, right? We don't know what happened because you did have to keep being around. You do have to co-parent. You do want it to look as best as possible for your children. That's maybe what fueled it. And because being so far removed away from it, and to be honest, some of it being beneficial to be in those places and maintain those friendships versus going against everybody and then you the outcast and now you don't get help and all of those things. Because to your point, like one of your things, maybe he was still pulling those strings, right? It could still be some type of like being captive or whatever. Like it could be some parts of that.
But licking that tampon, girl, that just, oh my gosh. I would have called the police on myself because I wish I would.
I can never in my right mind say, well, let me not say never, because there's some things that are just, that's crazy. That's a lot of stuff. And is it her karma? It is her karma. It's in the Bible. Like a lot of that stuff, eye for eye. If you did things to people in the Bible, like that same thing happened to you back in it. So yeah, it is. Do I think it's right? Does it excuse him doing those things to her? No, you're still a piece of shit. You're still a horrible person because none of it should have ever happened. You're at the root of it. You're in the middle of it. You're at the end of it. You are the common denominator. So, I don't think that it's right for it to have happened. I do think that you can't make me believe that it wasn't for money. You can't make me believe that because I don't think that the lawsuit was for money. I think that the whole relationship was for money and what do they call it? Dangling a carrot in front of the horse. Like you were consistently wanting to be something that he was never going to allow you to be because you said it yourself. And now she said this, if you in fact knew all of this happened to Kim Porter and you participated, that off top makes you a villain too. Before it started happening to you, you were a villain. So you partook in it. So you are no better than him. Let's just make that clear. That's first. Second, in her own words, she said she had given pictures to her mother to hold on to. Hold on to what? Hold on to what? Why didn't you call the police? Hold on to what? So you could use them later if he didn't give you what you wanted. That's insane.
I see. That's the part that I be iffy on because that's just like the other lady that said she got her clothes from 21 years ago. And now
I agree.
Yeah, but I think that how can I explain this? I think that like with Cassie, I won't even say the other girl because you wasn't in no relationship. Cassie. Okay, mom, I'm gonna need you to hold this because if you think about it, Asia, it was nothing she could do. She couldn't go to the police. He had police on his payroll. So what were they gonna do? Think of all the stuff that he had allegedly done and been getting away with. So me going to the police because this man then did X, Y, and Z to me, what is it gonna do but get me beat up more because I'm going to the police and all they're gonna do is report it back to him. They're not gonna do anything. So she probably really was waiting for the day that she could have all this evidence against him. People that's powerful like that is literally basically nothing you can do. Just think of her getting beat up in that hallway, you trying to run away from him. She didn't even have on her shoes or nothing. You trying to get away. He drags you up, kick you in the head. Then you finally able to leave. You're finally able to leave the hotel. You think in your mind, let me go back to this man that just beat me up, threw vases at me because me leaving is going to make him more mad. You go back to the hotel. Her mind is towed up. You
I
go
didn't
back.
say her mind wasn't tore up. I said I still think it. I still think that it's nothing you can make me to believe any different.
Really? I just feel like
Mm-mm.
with people like that, is really nothing they could do. What was the police gonna do if she told then? They was
What did they do this time?
what because they
I
still
get it. I get it that you tell when you're ready. I'm not disputing that, but I'm still saying you had your ducks in a row so that one. So it could have been one of two things. Let's just be fair. It could either be, Mom, hold on to these in case something happens to me.
Mhm.
Okay, it could be that, or it could be, hold on to these because if he doesn't do what I want him to do, I'm gonna blackmail him later. It could be either one of those. To be fair, it could be either one of those. It could be, hold on to this in case something happens to me. But as a person, and that's my opinion, I can't see you giving me pictures and holding on to them. You're not strong enough, but I am. So I wouldn't just blow across into the wind and not do anything. But in that stretch of time, there's no time in there that you weren't trying to put your ducks in a row, see who you could trust, move to a different state, whatever it is. You didn't try anything, and you just
Well,
keep
she
letting
did
your
that.
daughter get hit
She did. She had moved to other states and everything. They said she had
by
moved to
herself, right?
yeah, she moved to other states and everything,
Hmm.
left everything, and he would somehow, some way have somebody there. If she don't do this, she gonna do this. Like that's why I said with her, is to me, even with
But
Kim
that's why I think it should have been better planning. You on your own, you can't. That's one of them things you need. Like, now she's stronger because she has her husband. She's
hmm
stronger, and it's nothing wrong with that. But that's what I'm saying. If you gave me the pictures, it's for me to be stronger because I'm thinking with a clear mind. You know what I mean? And
see,
then
but a person like that, but see, we probably don't understand because we never been through that. But I honestly think that if she wouldn't have married that man is what helped her come out.
absolutely,
She probably would have still kept them pictures and not said nothing because she was still scared of him. She
I
probably
think she
would
would
have
have
never,
still kept being with Diddy.
if she wouldn't have met him.
Mhm. They had an exit plan from the beginning. You can't make me believe that either. You can't make me believe that they didn't. Listen, that man is Caucasian, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
He
they was,
had a plan
and
from the
he knows.
first time he saw something, but that you just proved exactly what I just said. Because he saw what happened, he started looking at it like, we're gonna move this piece right here, we're gonna move that piece right there, we're gonna do this, we're gonna bring attention to it so if something ever happens, he can't come for you. The person I don't even put all of that on her. I put it more on the people or like her mom. That's why I said if you gave me the pictures, I'm the one that's stronger. I don't love him. I don't like him. It's for me to start thinking of how to move the pieces the same way the husband did.
But Cassie was probably begging her mama and all them
I
not to.
don't give a fuck what you beg me to do. If you show me something like that, don't show me nothing like that. You don't do that to somebody. If you want to keep that to yourself and you want to keep doing it, you keep doing it. But you don't do that to your mom. You don't do that to people that love you. Because now, if something happened to you, do you know what that will feel like to that
But you know,
person?
that's we different races. A black
That's
mom,
horrible.
but a black mom is gonna move how you said. They're not black.
No, I don't want my
Who is
person
black?
to
Her.
die, to be unalive.
Yeah, but I still think they move different than us. A black mama, she ain't gonna care. She ain't gonna care. But them now, her dad. I don't know if her dad is present in her life. I think they said her dad is black, but I don't even know if he's around because I would feel like even as a daddy, you not about to let that right. But to me, Diddy's karma is
There's
gonna
so
come.
many variables. None are
If
right.
with him, I think his karma is gonna come to his daughters, and that's gonna be so messed up. It's gonna like somebody that you ain't gonna want. The way you were to other women, you ain't gonna want that to happen to your daughters, and that's probably who it's gonna happen to his daughters.
I pray the blood of Jesus over those daughters because that's what people don't understand too. Your karma comes in the place that it's going to gut punch you in your stomach.
Yep.
You don't have no control. And when you have children, it's usually your children. But I pray that Kim Porter's angel ability
Guardian
is,
angels is over them for real.
yes, because that's not fair. And because of
Yeah,
the
brother,
amount of
because
stuff
she
that
got
he
them.
did.
That's why I said it's
Oh,
gonna trickle down somewhere, and to me, it's gonna be them daughters, them twins, and that other one, Chance, the ones that's all the same age. It's just because it ain't gonna really, it's not gonna happen
It's
to
very
you.
sad.
Like, yeah, you get your karma now that you can't move how you want to do, but I'm pretty sure you, like they said, people will get over it in a while because they're not even treating him the same way they treated Chris Brown. Like, you know,
At
Chris
all.
Brown can't even live a day without them talking about Rihanna and stuff. And we never even seen no video on that. And
Which
then
I don't agree with, but
I don't
anyway.
either. Once I found out that she was hitting him first while he was driving and all that, and I was like,
And
that's why
beating
people
him up all before that, but anywho.
and yeah, so I'm like, and y'all, Chris Brown, y'all still bring this up, but y'all don't. It's just not that same energy with P Diddy. Now, some people are speaking out, but it ain't like his homeboys.
It's not as big as it was for Chris Brown. It was right away. All of these big people was right there talking like right away.
Even this year for him to be in the what's the basketball thing that they have in the beginning of the year?
Yeah, the All-Star
Weekend. It was All-Star Weekend that he couldn't
they
even
took it back.
Exactly, because of something that happened back then. So y'all still treating him
that he's not 100, whatever.
Girl, but then they'll try to be like, oh, well, that ain't the only person he beat on. He beat on Corinne G.
He didn't do nothing like what Diddy did, though. That's disgusting. Exactly. And we saw a video after that video.
They're not even talking about muting him or nothing. And that's another thing. Now, I know that people hate me on that thing, and that's probably off subject, but still, I hate when they be saying mute people because you can't mute people like P. Diddy and R. Kelly and stuff like that. Musically, now people be like, well, when you listening to that music, that means that you condone what they do. No, that don't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it don't. And I hate when people say that. It makes me so mad. That's why sometimes I don't even like having that conversation because I'm like, just because I listen to their music, that don't mean that. Like I told my niece last week, if P. Diddy, when she was like, you still gonna listen to his music? I was like, hell yeah, I am. I was like, P. Diddy, you have to think about all the people that he's produced for. I said, that started from my junior high up to now. If I was to mute him, I would mute a lot of people out of my life that I really love music. I said, and I'm a music lover. And I said, she was like, well, that means you can condone what he. No, it don't. Because if he went to court today and they had me on the jury, I'll be like, that nigga is guilty. And when I leave out of there, I'm playing R. Kelly and Biggie Smalls. Like, I don't care.
Because it's not the same. And I think about it a little different. I'm like you. I think about the music as a business entity. And then the person is a person. Like, example, when the Cosby Show went off, that wasn't just Bill Cosby that lost money. Everybody else lost their royalties and all that other stuff too. It wasn't just, Bill Cosby that it impacted. Aw. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, that's a business entity. And when those things go away, not that they...
it's like, how do you...
other people involved that lose...
Yeah. Like, and that's what I said. I said, so all those other people that he produced and that was from Bad Boy, they gotta suffer and we can't listen to that music because of him. No, that's not fair. That's not fair. And I will listen to that. Last week, when I drove to Las Vegas, I literally put on a Bad Boy station so I could be like, let me see if I will really be able to just stop listening. Girl, I was like, no, I will be.
Yeah, make the punishment go to that person. Like, they should start making the royalties be redirected to like domestic violence if you're charged or something, but let everybody else still get their royalty checks and stuff like that. It's too many other things.
I remember going to his concert in Vegas when they had the Bad Boy reunion. Maybe that was like 6-7 years ago. And that was one of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life. Like, that concert was cracking and I remember when I went, me and Portia and Shanae, all of us, I was like, it literally took us back to our childhood until we was adults. Like, literally, when we got there, when that show started from the beginning to the end, we was up dancing. Like, you thought you was about to, you thought you was about to sit down and catch your breath, girl.
Because you forget how many hits it's actually been. You don't really think about it.
That was I swear, that was the best, one of the best concerts I ever been to in my life. Like, that's why I was like, I can't mute him, but as far as what he did, hell yeah, he wrong. Like nobody, no woman or man should ever have to go through abuse like that. Now, get back to on subject. Is that Cassie's karma? I don't know. Because we don't really know both sides of the story. Cassie ain't gonna tell us that she did that. All we can go with is off of Kim Porter's friends, what they say. The best friend ain't never said nothing.
But if we don't take what Cassie say, then we're going to need to take what other witnesses say. Because how come we want to over dissect when somebody else says something and this person is saying, oh, he still didn't have, she's saying the same thing we saying. Oh, he still didn't have a right to do that, but you was wrong. You was wrong too. How many times do I keep saying this? Certain areas I think you was wrong too, Cassie, and I think you wrong in how you even brought it out because I think you had a greater responsibility. Tell the truth so another girl could learn from this. Yes, I'm going to admit I was in love with him, but I also had that carrot dangled in front of me. I wanted my future to grow. I wanted my career to go. Bro, so I stayed way longer than I should have. Then it got really bad before I even knew it. You know, whatever it was. But tell the truth.
He still wasn't going. Cassie probably had the ability to be big. But remember from the beginning, they said that he wouldn't take no for an answer from her. So just think, what about all the people who knew about what was going on? Do you stop? No, I'm not. I don't care. I'm not stop listening to nobody.
I wouldn't stop. Yeah, I think that's what Mom is saying. Like that's a lot.
To anybody.
That's a lot.
Cassie, and then we'll go for Making a Band. Because when Making the Band, Danny D. Kane, I don't know if everybody, I was a fan of all of Making the Band.
I love Danny D. Kane, one of my favorite concerts.
I love Making the Band, and I was mad they only made one album. Then just think Danny D. Kane, then Day 26. I loved all three of them. I loved all three of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why in the hell he thought Cassie was going to sell more records than Danny D. Kane. For the life of me. I don't know.
Them girls was entertainers. Everybody, I love them, honey. I played the shit out of that CD.
Yeah, Cassie had the look, but she wasn't no Danny D. Kane. Like, and keep in mind, she was young and mature.
It's unfortunate all the way around.
Yeah, Precious, that's true.
That's why I'm saying, Precious, I think it's important for her to tell the truth because you have young girls listening to you, and some people think they don't respect that space, or they think, well, you stayed. It don't just go, hi, my name is P. Diddy Combs, and then you get knocked out. You get groomed into certain things, and before you know it, because you focused on what you want to, it's okay to say that. But I was focused on my career. I did want this. He was telling me this was going to happen. I kept waiting, and then all of a sudden, now I'm here.
Yeah, I think that after Danny D. Kane blew up and Cassie's really didn't go like that, I think that's when it probably switched for Cassie. Like, okay,
she probably start asking more.
Yeah, like, okay, I have to do what he said because my career is not going like we thought it was going to be. He thought Cassie was going to be the number one seller, but it was Danny D. Kane. And then after that, she just wasn't that girl. Now, she probably could have been bigger. But Diddy probably
not in that era, bro. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's think about that era. That's the 90s, early 2000s. You had to be damn near perfect in that era. You had to be able to dance, sing, everything. And them girls that could sing, they could sing. We love everything. I don't like her voice like that, but I do like her.
All of Danny D. Kane, just think a person that came out the same exact day. Danny D. Kane, all of them was lead singers. All of them was lead singers. All of them could dance.
And to me, all of them was pretty, and they had a good presence about themselves, and they had good behavior, and they had, I don't know, it was just like relatable. Like one being from California that pulled in the Cali girls, one being from the East. Like it was just everything I remember from that era. I love all the music.
We love Danny D. Kane because we seen them come from the bottom to the top.
We got to know them.
Yeah, we got to know them. We didn't really get to know Cassie, but her song was good, but you wasn't Danny D.
But we loved Little Mo. We loved SWV. We loved Monica when they came out. We loved, let's talk some real shit. Those was the people that was singing. That girl wasn't gonna be it was so many trying to Filling the leaves. That exactly. So they was good. They wasn't playing.
I'm about to Google what year that CD came out. Because I have
Danny
to look
Kane or Me and You by Cassie. Both.
Cassie, Me and You.
Okay. I think it was all around the same time. If I could mark like where I was.
Oh, I was about to say 2008. It was 2006. Okay, so it came out 2006. I'm gonna say what girl groups?
It was the year my Lele was because I remember she used to sing Take 26 Child, Baby Maker. We was like, oh my gosh, we gotta stop playing this because you 1 year old singing Baby Maker by Day 26. Loved it. We played that damn CD out. I still have my CD. I do not. I love them. But yes, that's what I'm saying, bro. Just tell the truth because it could help people. And the fact that you're not is leaving to interpretation that you were, having some gray areas that wasn't right. Otherwise, why wouldn't you say that? Because if that's the case, you're the victim already. As soon as he put his hands on you, he was the victim. But just say how it led to that. Say how you can be involved in a particular type of relationship and it could go that way. Say how money isn't worth it because everybody don't end up with their life. What if he'd have slung her that time and she hit that wall with her head and didn't never get back up? It's not worth it. Not just to be a star. It's not worth it. It's just not. And I really wish you would tell the truth. I do. Because yeah, you can outline pure details about that. Then say she can't make no documentary because she don't want to say the parts where she was filling in. She don't want to say the before.
I was trying to see who was all in 2006. So
okay,
the guy. So but Justin, Beyonce.
Okay. That was Dangerously in Love, right?
No, it was Irreplaceable. Irreplaceable wasn't on Dangerously in Love. Was it? To the left. I don't think that was on
Hold on, I'll look that up.
No,
okay, you keep going.
It's on B-Day. It was on B-Day.
Oh, B-Day. Okay.
Who else was out? They said Beyonce, Deja Vu, Nelly Furtado.
And she was even good. I had her CD.
Fergie was out.
She was good.
Rihanna, Unfaithful. Nelly Furtado. Cassie was number 15 on made it to number 15. Neo, Ludacris, Diddy, Ludacris. Christina Milian.
She was good.
I think they was even, her and Christina Milian.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Which is why they did exactly what they did. Well, Christina Milian did a little bit more. She went into acting at that point. Because she didn't belong in that era right then either. That era was some goats. Them girls was singing, or those entertainers that was making
Sierra.
They was earning every dime. They concerts was selling out because we saw each other in so many of them in LA. I flew out of state to go to a couple of the concerts or whatever. If you have the talent, you can't go to another company. No, she couldn't. So that's another part of the problem. He signed a 10 record deal with her, and until she fulfilled that, but he got to let her. She was a hostage. He's wrong on so many levels. He's wrong on so many levels. Just like everybody else. That's why, Mama, he gave all these people their rights back last year. That included all these people we talking about. It included Danity Kane, Day 26. All of these people that made that album, sold out concerts, and then you just didn't hear from them no more. And they're all completely available. They couldn't do nothing else, Mama, because of the way he wrote their contracts. He's a dirty.
And even if we wanted Jennifer Lopez singing,
I'm not about to do this with you.
I don't think so. I didn't see her name on the list. Look,
it's not on the list because they in the other section. Yeah, she went on and went to acting at that particular time too.
It wasn't just Cassie, because we talked about this too. Nobody from
Bad Boy was holding.
Nobody from Bad Boy is a millionaire. Nobody that ever signed for Bad Boy is a millionaire. Now they could have made 2 and 3.
They still went back to Jesus,
but nobody is a millionaire.
Nope. Mace went to Jesus, and if I was Cassie, I'd have followed suit. Cause
And then just think, Mace was still trying to get his stuff from him, and P Diddy
all this
they
time
told him he had to pay. So
he
just see,
held all
you
of
had
that.
every group that you brought out was number one groups. Every single group,
Selling out concerts
you didn't have
all
nobody,
over the radio.
You didn't have nobody that was a flop.
No,
Nobody.
that's when we bought CDs too.
Yeah. Even if they only sold one record, like the band, the first band, making the band with Dylan and Babs.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't position them to keep going.
But that's what I'm saying. They still was number one groups.
They didn't read their contracts. Well, you're missing the point. You're missing it. I signed a 10 record deal. If I sign Ro and say we're gonna do 10 records, and I'm with Ro, and then I say, well, we'll do them when I say we're gonna do them. You didn't put no timing in there, and you're thinking I'm up here right now and I'm hot. We gonna keep pumping them out.
Did 10 albums.
Nobody. He's so evil that he was still making his money, so he didn't care about other people. It didn't do nothing to him, but he also wasn't going to let them go and go to somebody else to make the money. That's an evil man.
Ain't nobody from Bad Boy made no 10 albums. It ain't even nobody that we know that's not from Bad Boy, except a major star that did 10 albums. Nobody has done 10 albums.
I wonder if it's anybody that ever even made $1 million under him.
Let me Google. Because I know that I just watched a podcast with Ines, and he was on Making the Band, the first Making the Band, and he said that when they signed their what is it when they get the money up front?
Got sick. Oh, the advance.
Of the advance, that at first he tried to remember it was 5 or 6 of them. He tried to make them split $75,000 each between 6 people, and then they was like, nah, like they not about to do that. So then he took it to 150. Still 150. That should be for one person advance, but for them to do for 6 people. And
what was the one with Danity Kane that they was on? It's a YouTuber that's been getting all of them to come back and talk. And one of them that was in the second group that was right on the same show where the band with the girls was actually made he said, how much did y'all get paid per show? And she said, we didn't get paid nothing per show. We had to buy our own food in the house. We had to do everything.
Theirs was different, and that's crazy because the
girls,
they was the second Making the Band.
The one with the girls.
And he said that, remember, they did 3 seasons. He said the last season when they left, he said they was getting paid $2,500 a week.
Yeah, that's what Babs said.
Yeah, Ines and Babs and all them, they was getting paid
$2,500. That's what she said.
Plus they was getting they stipend for food and stuff like that. And they got paid for their show because that's when they was, and it made me go back and watch their whole 3 seasons again. Because
I want to watch it.
When Dylan wasn't coming, they was like, we need to get his split. We need to get his part and split it up because he's getting paid and he's not even coming to the shows. So they were still getting paid for their shows. Frederick said that P. Diddy made off of Making the Band, that he made like $50 million. When that show was over, he said that they all went home with like $30,000.
Yeah, I gotta show you the one with the one right before the Danity Kane was made. She said nothing, and they had went out to dinner one night, and she was like, I guess it was only a certain amount I was supposed to spend, and I didn't know that. And Lorianne had to pay the bill, and Lorianne cussed her out, and they've never talked since then. And she was like, if she's mad about that, I didn't know that. And I'm like, how are y'all arguing about food? She said food was not covered, clothes, nothing was covered. I was like, they stayed in this house and y'all left y'all jobs and everything. And I was like, that is so, oh my God, how do you do that to people? They didn't know how he was from other words. No, not at that time. It's like a boat came at one time. I would say that I didn't know until we started seeing when they did the reality show. on TV. You could see little different things he did, like making them walk to go get cheesecake across the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever. That's the last one that I watched because I thought that was insane. It was 2 a.m. These is young Black boys. It was super, super far, and that bridge is so unsafe.
He said that too. He said, I just watched this. They just did this podcast probably like a month ago. He said that they didn't walk all the way there. He said that they took breaks and everything they had, because he said you have to think they had a filming crew with them. That filming crew wasn't about to walk all the way to Brooklyn. He was like, they got to drive and get in the car and do all that too. But they still had to walk some of the ways. So they were still mad. But he was like, the filming crew wasn't about to walk all the way to Brooklyn. Just think we had a filming crew with us. I was like, oh, that make a
And I wouldn't think that the filming crew wouldn't do shit, because I was told that they was also told not to talk to the camera people. Like they couldn't talk to the cameramen ever. So they all just in the house, but only certain people could talk to certain people and everything. Like you couldn't even say good morning or how you doing or nothing. You could not talk to the camera people. If you did, you would get cussed out or whatever. And I'm like, this stuff, that man is evil. Yeah. And I see why Aubrey and all of those people left their deal on the table. And that's why I say there are things that Cassie could have done if she could see clear. But let's just be honest. There was a part of love. There was a part of never want to be broke. We don't know what her life was like before that.
It's not saying, it said Notorious, Craig Mack, Mason, Faith Evans. Like they made the most. But
see, none of them ain't made no money. You could have made $1 million.
Biggie, he's still living, he's still eating off of that.
Biggie?
He's still eating off of Biggie.
Because can't nobody figure out how it's not going to Faith.
Or the mama.
But I say Faith because she has those were the children. It don't go to your mama, it goes to your kids.
But but the daughter don't get nothing either.
That's what I'm saying. How they don't get it. It should have went to Faith and then to the kid when they got older or whatever. He's an evil man, and the times that she has struggled and those type of things, and he didn't even help. He's a whole show outside of just this on his own, and I just can't understand how nobody didn't see all of these things and treat him like that same community put him in power like that. Because if at any moment they would have gotten together to bring him down, they could have done it. Aubrey said it so many times. Jaguar said it so many times. The security guards. It was enough people that if it was 2 more, not 2, I'm making up a number, but if it was just the right pieces, they could keep telling all they want, but somebody else can't tell your story. If they ask you and you say no, they can't help you.
I found it. It said Biggie around his death, his net worth was around 10 million.
So none of the people that worked under Diddy. And he was about to end his business with Diddy and go a different route, hence him not being here anymore.
And now it's worth over 160 million.
Jesus. Well, that's all that need to go to all the victims. So next week on part 2, I want to talk about the girl that kept the clothes for all of that time, because there's some lessons to learn from these things. I can't tell you how you should have did it. I would hope that we will learn from these type of things, and so we won't get so deep into these type of things. You'll learn what the things are before it. That's why I really want Cassie to talk and victims to talk, because it's things that you did that normal people do, and it don't make you right or wrong. It makes it so you can help somebody else by saying, hey, pay attention to this. Like now we know what love bombing is and things like that. That's critical information that could help somebody identify these signs before it gets too late. Because once they start doing all of that, it's not a single person I've heard that haven't said it's so hard to leave, even if it's not somebody that has that type of access, because anybody can get where you are. Hence people having stalkers and all of these shows and stuff. And it's scary. We are women. We're not stronger than men. We're not. So we got to do better at protecting ourselves and taking our time and not showing people where we live. Just different things we should be doing too, because it's not this celebrity. She is not the only person. It's somebody out there right now that's in the comments writing, and they writing to their abuser because they abuse her in the next room, or they daddy doing it today. You know, this shit is sick. It's so messed up. It's so messed up. That's going to be a good movie only if Cassie talks. The movie will teach others right if she just narrates it the best way she can. But I do think it needs to come from her voice because others have already told so much. I don't know. But that is it from us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Hit the bell on the way out as well. And next week, we will be talking about signs of domestic violence. This is the end of Mental Health Awareness Month, but mental health awareness should be all the time. I think that we should frequently do these type of things. So that'll be the beginning part of the show, and then we'll do a main topic. So we can lighten it up a little bit because the world of TikTok has gone nuts. And it's all kind of shit out there. And some of it is actually funny. I'm just saying, like that damn wig I tried to put on. Jesus. So, where can we find you? Oh, Rose, not this week, right?
Yeah, not this week. I have graduations.
We are almost out of graduation season. I have 3 more. Cousin graduating from dentistry. She went to college for it, getting her BA. She's an AKA, but I still love her. She's one of my favorites. And then Hilda is graduating with her BA, and Harley is graduating from PK, child. I can't. So that'll be it as far as I can remember. I've tuned out of the rest, child. I'm done. I stick a fork in me. So everybody have an amazing night. Enjoy this short week, and we will see you next week. Have a good night.
Good night.